On the road to the SEC tonight. Phylon nearly lost it, and deep, and Bama connects on its first triple. It's Holloway. He's been on a heater.
One of the best stories in college basketball. The young transfer from Auburn has really come and just taken it to the next level.
Tom Hart, thank you very much. Here in Music City, what a start for the home team. Bama with it with Damian Fishback, Roy Philpott, and another steal for the Commodores. 7-3 our score. Oh, swinging around to Duke Miles. Miles back in action after missing the last 2 ball games. Crimson Tide on the move. Stolen again. And a bump and a foul. Programs in college basketball. We have one on full display tonight in Vanderbilt. Just 6 remaining in college hoops this year. And the Commodores, one of the big surprises in the SEC. Picked 11th in the preseason poll. They are exceeding that. Every sense of the word. Deep triple. And Nickel off the right side. McLaughlin on the offensive glass. Oh, that was crafty. Tanner with a path and a... At times, Fish, it feels like he's got the basketball on a string. Okereke. Duke Miles is healthy. We should point out, too, we've yet to
prove that makes that backcourt for Alabama even more challenging to guard.
Right, so with 5 points Sunday against UK, attempting those 7 triples. To the rack goes Duke Miles. That'll make it 20-13. These 2 teams, Fish, Bama averaging over 94 points per game coming into tonight, and Vanderbilt a shade over 93. So if one team gets up by 8, 10, 12,
sure,
it's really not that big of a deal because both programs can score. Reitzel Jr. again, in and out. Allen couldn't corral it inside, and Bristow could. Back to a 5-point affair.
Bristow is a huge difference maker. His versatility, his size at 6'10", 205 pounds is critical.
And a chance for 4.
The Porter Moser last year, and then he ends up in Vanderbilt. He's found a place where he's comfortable. It's good for the Commodores, and it's good for him.
It's a lot of miles for Duke for the hard one. Holloway behind the back has his pocket picked by Miles, and then the foul.
You can see him kind of pumping his fist, getting his guys ready. And as being a former player who played here before, it was much easier when I was a senior. Only played here twice than when I was a sophomore. And so I think Alabama's being impacted.
Duke Miles just came up with a steal, averaging nearly 3 per contest. Leading the SEC in that department, now in double figures with 11 points tonight.
It's their fault. 7 turnovers, one of the reasons why. And so they're not able to score, and then they're not able to stop the Commodores either.
Miles.
And as you mentioned before, it doesn't take long for either team to crawl back into the game. And that's what we saw this time last year, actually, in Coleman Coliseum in Tuscaloosa. It was a back-and-forth game down the stretch after Alabama got a big lead.
Tough shot for Duke Miles. That'll stop a 7-0 run.
He's a difference maker.
He's an entirely different player than what we saw last year at Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, listen, he had skills last year at Oklahoma, but he's just got more freedom here, I would say, and a bigger role.
Nickel was able...
One of 6 active players with 200-plus career steals, and you can see what he does offensively.
Second foul on Bristow. 4 steals tonight for Duke Miles. Holloway checks back in for head coach Nate Oates. And the lead back to 9 with one more free throw for Vandy.
Right now, you can see the look in the eyes, though, for the Commodores. You can see the sense of desperation. It's almost like what they did for years. What do you think he said?
Blocking and tackling,
and
physicality.
And there it is. That's where Alabama was lacking this year in 3. Both top 50 recruits for Alabama.
Bo Bowen rips away the rebound, and it's off of Jamison out of bounds. Ironically, London chose the Crimson Tide over Louisville and Vanderbilt. The Commodores were involved in that recruitment. Crimson Tide led it early 3-1. Since then, all Vandy. Duke Miles. Well, that shot nearly hit the Raptors and
is making it tough.
He does have the wide shoulders. Physical player. There's another steal by Bama. Open look, Reitzel. What the bounce. And don't look now, but a one-possession game under 4 to go in the half.
And that's why I said it's so important for the Commodores to score, because a broken defense against the Crimson Tide never works.
Up and in for Duke Miles. Inside to Allen, and we're tied at 41.
Elite. This Crimson Tide team is elite in transition.
Duke Miles, the jumper. Bo Bowen claims the board. Shot clock is off. So after all that's happened, Vanderbilt with a 13-point lead at one juncture, tied at 41. Alabama can steal the lead right before halftime.
Watch for a potential ghost screen.
There goes Allen against McLaughlin, and a strong finish. Well, Amari Allen, just a freshman, against the senior nickel. The response. Opportunities in all three of those matchups. It feels like a different team to begin league play. And the start of our second half, Bama has it first. 2 ties, 5 lead changes. As we get set for the final 20 in Nashville. Holloway was held in check after a burst to start. Three-pointer, no. Reitzel off the mark, and the rebound claimed by Okereke.
Don't know why Alabama didn't throw it to Bristow inside with Tyler Tanner, who's got 2 fouls on him. A huge size differential. Bristow at 6'10". Tyler Tanner only 6 feet.
Bristow with a double team. Miles got hit in the
nation and block shots. He gives them an inside presence. He completes the defensive rebounds for them. He can knock down an open 3. He's a huge piece, and that's why this performance by Alabama thus far is incredible.
Third foul on Bristow. Crimson Tide get it back off the Vandy turnover. Here's Amari Allen. And a pop in the face. And some.
No, you don't appreciate that.
It's just one personal foul. Allen somehow kept the pivot foot. Couldn't complete the finish. Okereke fell down. Miles picks it up. A lot of action teams in America. Tanner. Doors led by as many as 13 in our first half. Phylon back to work. A Euro. And a chance for 3. Miles now with 18. Nato's pleading his case. Bart Lennox coming back down the court.
Miscommunication offensively that time between Duke Miles and Tyler Tanner.
And Miles cleared out Tanner. No whistle. Reitzel in the air forever to Jamison. Miles to nickel. Okereke thought about it. Back to Duke Miles. Kentucky already earlier this evening. How about Texas A&M? A surprise in the conference at 2-0 in the league. Bucky Ball in College Station. Bo Bowen well short. 2 right over the top of 3. Bo Bowen on Miles. Wild shot. And the rebound. Tanner the other way. Didn't take long.
Pretty. If you're the Commodores, that's how you get back into this game.
Miles. Trapping pressure for the team.
You can challenge now, right? Back in the day, you could complain, you could do whatever. No, you want to use one of those timeouts, go for it. I love that being added to the game.
I think all of us do. It's been nice as well to not see so many reviews in terms of the basketball going out of bounds. Both teams dealing with foul issues at this juncture. Williamson and now Bristow with 4.
Sure. And that's what I mean when I say depth's going to come into play here. Someone that maybe we're not anticipating is going to have to make a big shot.
Tuscaloosa on Saturday. Duke Miles, right knee appears to be just fine tonight. Into the contact and no whistle. Reitzel tracks it down.
It's like a pickup game, man. A bunch of guards out here.
Who wants it next? Holloway again. Triple team. Jamison. An opening again for the Crimson Tide. Holloway, relentless.
Dribbled and they stole it. Miles steps into one and he got hit. Clap shot. South Florida, Charlotte, 3 Eastern time on ESPN2. Wichita State will take on Tulsa, who knocked off North Texas. There were a lot of amazing games yesterday. Jaden Bradley was crazy, Acuff, but Tulsa beat North Texas 90-84 in 3 overtimes.
How about that? Yeah. Brian Hodgson, the 1 seed right now with South Florida, the hot list, possibly for the next Syracuse head coach. Providence also looking right now. He'll be a tremendous hire in that part of the country. He's from just outside the Buffalo area, former Nate Oates assistant at Alabama. Now Vandy really pressuring up top. There is no high-low if there is no high. And Vanderbilt's taking it away with ball pressure.
Brown again. That one is no good. Great box out by McLaughlin on Condon to keep him off. Miles has seen it go through the basket. Does he want to do it again? He kicks it to McLaughlin. Tanner gives it back to him. Oh, no good. Chinyalu's on the ground, so they got an extra shooter, and it's Miles who can't get it to go. Look at the close and the switch from Hauk right away to Condon, which gives Miles now a step, and he's going to get a chance. First basket yesterday came on that alley-oop from Miles late in the game. Lee's 3. Way off. Hauk. And he opts to use the valve that McLaughlin was. 7 on the shot clock for Miles. Worked his way right into Hanlockton, who just was there.
The ball getting stuck on the left side of the floor this possession. Finally gets reversed.
Miles trapped. You got McLaughlin, who launches a long one that's spot on. And the differentiation between shot and game clock. Good hands by Miles to knock it free. He's got Tanner ahead of him, but he'll do it himself. Then he lays it up off the window. Ready to play for us.
Yeah.
Then he had to come back and do it again. And they said, maybe we were wrong in our assessment initially. 8 on the shot clock. Miles, tricky dribbling against Condon. To his right, laid it up. No, he went with that left just to try to... And Vanderbilt keeps shooting at the clip they did in the first half, which was over 50%. Miles tries again. That's too strong with the reverse. And again, that's the size and the physicality of Florida. The block threat. Lee, short and left. Condon offensive board ripped away by Miles.
Plays with his feet underneath him. Understands how to get that ball high on the glass. He is tremendous.
First Commodore in double figures. Tanner with 11. Lee, corner 3. Yes.
Florida going to learn the lesson of not taking the ball into the gaps against Vanderbilt.
Upland floater is no good. Washington, no, and the hand went up through the basket, did Hauk, and that's what Vanderbilt wants called. They didn't get it. Other end, Brown all the way. Denied by the basket. How about the left-handed pass from Miles to Tanner? What a play, Duke Miles.
Here's
Washington pulls up. Boy, he is having himself badly as we return to action on the floor in Florida. Picks the ball up off the missed free throw.
the game of the year in college basketball was Arkansas at Alabama. You and I did it 117-115. That was 1B the last night between Arizona and Iowa State. Just high.
They had 10 missed layups.
Ravi, Florida's average two-point shot on the year is from 5 feet, and they've missed a ton of them today.
McLaughlin. Oh, yeah.
It might be their day, and it might be their tournament. And offensive pieces around as well as anybody in the college game right now. McLaughlin 3 out of 4. Okereke 3 out of 5 from the three-point line. Think about this. Vanderbilt has now scored 28 points in the second half.
Yeah.
1 from Duke Miles, about to be 2,
Right.
and 4 from Tyler Tanner.
Yeah, so yesterday they carried them. Miles sees a lane, uses that to get Jimmy, but he slipped and he's getting... They've won the 50-50 balls.
Yeah. Only 3 turnovers in this game for Vanderbilt.
Jimmy tournament, big picture. The University of Connecticut, St. John's, they'll play for the Big East Championship. Florida loses here. Does it open the door for the Huskies to get back to the #1 line? We follow, of course, Joe Lunardi and his bracketology.
I think it could, Ravi, because you know the committee's watching this thing right now.
3 ball handlers in Miles, Tanner. And he tried to dribble through, and that didn't work. Florida defense for Vanderbilt with 4.5 to go. Lee, and an easy layup for the Princeton.
It's worth repeating, Mark Byington says Tyler Tanner is the nicest guy on the planet, and there's 8 billion people that his games, 9 out of the last 10, 16 out of the last 20. Talked about it yesterday, the importance of the committee to get those top 8 teams right. There are some guys, Ravi, that can be so hard to knock out individually in the NCAA tournament. Darius Acuff for Arkansas is one of them. Yeah. Yaxel Lindenborg for Michigan can have the same effect.
Watch it. That was intercepted there. Brown again got enough. Does he go all the way? No, he wisely backs it out. Smart play by Tyler Tanner, because you know he had some gators ready to block a shot. And there's a flush. How about the time with 12? Miles 15. Okereke 11, hitting 3 3-point field goals. That pass, and Miles has.
Well, defensive breakdown for Vanderbilt, leaving a hot shooter open and then not finishing the possession. Nice job by Moreno, knocking him out, down.
Duke Miles back in the starting lineup for Vanderbilt for the first time since January 24th. He wastes no time in impacting this game.
I love the confidence number 2 in Black plays with. He is always a motivator for his team and inspires them on the offensive end.
Here's a look at the starting 5 for Kentucky, including Yelovich, who finds Aberdeen. Back to Chandler in the corner, and he hits his second. Another board for Moreno. Here's Chandler. Chandler was on a tear from deep, but he had a really poor second half in the loss against Auburn last week. He connects on this.
Nickel unable to get that one to go down, but that's a play you'll probably see later again from Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's shooting 36% from deep on the season. They make 10 threes a game. Miles, quick release on the fadeaway. Plays, including on the road against Tennessee, with a steal and a seal to win that one as Kentucky swept against their northern border rivals. Here's Chandler on kill. Tanner picked up by Mo Diabate, and now Garrison on the floor as well for the Cats. Miles, no good, and McLaughlin. Vanderbilt shooting 50% in this game, but having a hard time keeping up with this red-hot Kentucky offense.
I'm surprised Tanner's giving it up so quickly when Garrison gets on him. I mean, he's just throwing it away as if he doesn't have a mismatch of it, and could lead to tough things for Vanderbilt in the half court.
That'd be a pick six on a football field, and Kentucky's already had a couple of those. Miles left his feet, found Washington, and it used every bit of the rim before going in.
But we talked a lot about Kentucky's rotation. Johnson came in the game, and it was an 8-point lead for Kentucky. And so right now he's a +5. That is a good sign to buy extra time, more minutes for some of the starters. You can't just play 5 guys 38+ minutes.
Johnson only played 8 minutes in the South Carolina game, and he was in and out of the Auburn game quickly, but that's what he can do, fill it up from deep.
And the good play started before the 3-point make. That's icing on the cake, but he's been very solid prior to that.
Vanderbilt 8 of 16 from the floor, but Kentucky's shooting 68%. Miles, no. Moreno, physical, knocks the ball loose off of and out of the hands of Jalen Washington. This Kentucky team is playing inspired basketball here at home today. Rebounded by talking about that South Carolina game with Tom Leach, the voice of the Cats, and he said, I feel like there were times we carried some agendas at some point in the game, which will never serve you well. Miles contested 3. And Vanderbilt is complete.
On this hole, you've got to be able to get consecutive stops, not try to shoot your way into it.
Okereke on Garrison. Miles hit his first, but he's been quiet since.
That far in this one.
Lob to Garrison. And he lost it on his way up. Here comes Duke Miles, 6th year in college basketball. And he gives it up, and a nice finish by A.K. Okereke.
Okereke, really a glue guy for this Vanderbilt team. Does so much on the defensive end, offensively. He can be a primary ball handler for you, whatever you need.
Mouse in the house. And the subs are still giving him great breathing room. He said, our bench will play better. Sounded equal parts belief and threat at the same time when they pressed 94 feet. That was when they were fully healthy in the backcourt. That included Frankie Collins, who hasn't played since mid-December. Now they've been better and more efficient when things have moved at a slower pace, although today has been a bit messy.
Well, and having Miles back in the lineup, they've got 2 fast guards as he gets a bucket there. Whereas when it was just Tanner as a speedy guard, they had to slow it down a little bit. So there is an adjustment period going back to the way they were. But on the road, got to get quality looks like you got right there.
Vanderbilt got off to a fantastic start this season, but over the last 12, they played 500 basketball. Owe may have turned his ankle as he went down. He's reaching for his left heel as he got to his feet. 6 to shoot. Yelovich isn't aware of the shot clock. Chandler, glance at the shot clock, off balance 15-footer, and here's Miles. See what kind of run Vandy has. What a beautiful feed from Miles, and nice.
When you got that length on you, try to drive Okereke, but 10 can contest and he can move his feet.
Miles gets the whistle on Garrison. Lee High School and Percy Julian High School in Montgomery, Alabama. He played at Troy, and then High Point, and then Oklahoma. And he was committed to 3 different teams when he was in the portal. First Virginia, then Texas A&M, and finally ends up at Vanderbilt. What a whirlwind offseason it was for Miles.
He was like a bachelor of the transfer portal. Just giving roses out, taking them away. You know, but at High Point, he was a key feature. I think that was a big part of it. Was like, hey, he knew that he could play in a certain role, but he also had the confidence to bet on himself, say, hey, look, I can be a lead scoring guard. And he's found a home here at Vanderbilt.
18 points a game at High Point. And Vandy on a 7-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Aberdeen to Moreno to Chandler. Great ball movement, and Chandler for 3 again. We're putting the uniform back on last season for Kentucky. Miles tried to thread the needle again. And the ball trickles over the end. We're at the Bath County Meat Showers, 5 for 7 from behind the arc. What a start to this game for Chandler. Well, he loses nickel on the screen and on Okereke. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Aberdeen. He's thrown in a couple of late shot clock threes already. Moreno had the hand on the rebound. Owe. And McLaughlin finally collects this one. Vandy trails by 15, looking for a surge. It's Duke Miles for 3.
Yeah, you can't just let him walk right.
He's made 6 of his last 9 from 3. Moreno loses it. Another rip. So Kentucky turnover. Cats up 19. It'll be a tough closing stretch for Vandy, living on the road and out of suitcases until they get to Nashville for the end. Bate! And it takes a victory lap before falling. First field goal today for Diabate. Washington all over.
You're just trying to hide it.
This day and age, somebody would have had a cell phone out. You would have been either proven right or wrong. A strong move by Otega-Oweh.
He's struggled with his three-point shot. That could really help LSU.
Now, and of course, Mark Byington went to the transfer portal and got all the pieces he needed to make this a complete operation.
Duke Miles, Dave, shooting his 469th career free throw right now.
3 years at Troy, 1 year at High Point, 1 year at Oklahoma last season. Turnover. Okereke. Tanner. McLaughlin the rebound. Devin averaging over 7 rebounds a game. Miles.
Losing block to block. They need to get the ball into the paint as often as possible.
Leading the conference in field goal percentage, 3rd in the country for Nwoko. There's one.
We won't see Frankie Collins today, so that limits them a little bit.
Corner 3 is perfect from Markel Sutton. Just 28% on the year, but he's knocked home 18.
Yeah, you asked me, you heard me ask Matt McMahon, is he okay with Sutton's shot selection? Because he's got such a great release.
Here's Miles. Nickel fouled and counted. When you look at guys that can shoot the 3, he's among the best in America in Division I. 9th in the NCAA, coming in with 53 three-pointers made. Nickel only had 12 points against Alabama. I said only 12. It was a hard-fought 12, but already 7 here in the first half. We haven't played 8 minutes yet. Duke Miles, good to see him back on the floor. Boy, what a difference a year makes. Just, I don't want to. Nice work. Max McKinnon finishes it off. Back to a 9-point game. Boy, Duke Miles just elevates.
I have been talking about Vanderbilt, and we watched the game the other night against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt doesn't lose rebounds. When McLaughlin gets his hands on balls, he does not.
Back to King, who played 3 years at Northeastern before coming to Baton Rouge. Shot clock down to 5. P.J. Carter fires. That one's off the rim. Miles. Mike James trying to get in on the action. Won't go. Tapped around. Nickel, nice job to tap it back to Miles. Duke. And a reach in foul. Okereke cross court to Miles. Duke, oh, what a pass. They have been on a roll. They've hit 8 of their last 9 shots. Miles. Rebound to McKinnon.
Now let's see if LSU can put 2 or 3 possessions together.
Miles comes in to poke that one away from Nwoko. Oh, look at the 6-foot tie. To go first half. Miles. That one swatted away for a moment. Put back no good. Rebound yanked out of there by Mosley.
Mosley might be angling for more PT.
Yes, thinking the same thing. He has played sparingly, just 9 games, averaging 3 minutes per game. Batted in the air, right to Mosley. He'll fire for 3. That one won't go. Look, oh, these guys have been going back and forth. Mosley, cross court, nice ball fake. Got it, nice job by Max McKinnon.
Don't look now, but LSU's trying to get the fight of the game back in the middle of the ring.
It's a 9-0 run by the Tigers. Down 11, trailed by as many as 20. Miles, bounce pass inside, and count it. McKinnon will. Been fantastic under Mark Byington. This is the first time Vanderbilt has reached 50 points in the first half of a game since 2021.
How about a change of defense? Little 2-3, high wings. And then they morph it into a man.
Nickel grabs that rebound.
Just when you think you're getting a handle on the Vandy defense.
Miles. He has 5 assists here in the first half. Step back. Got it. I don't know how you go.
They ran it.
Oh. And
I think so. Up above everybody. But that was good execution to come out of the locker room.
Here's Miles. Duke. Oh, my goodness. The no-look spin. Max McKinnon, strong take. Batted around a couple of times, and McLaughlin will save it.
They're getting a lot of mileage out of this high post being the point person.
Oh, my goodness. How about Tyler Nickel with the rejection? Takes it back, gets it to Miles. Can't convert. Rebound. Taken over his 30-point performance against Oklahoma. Tamba misses them both. That'll be coming your way 8:30 tonight, right here on this network.
2 games in, but he's averaging 34 a night.
Here's some of your storylines.
Yeah, Bucky Ball and Josh Hubbard 2-0. Now, getting Stone back is a big deal for Missouri. They're also 2-0 with 2 really good wins. Vandy 1 of 6 unbeatens. How about the 1 unbeaten Miami of Ohio? Won at Toledo last night. They made 12 threes in the game, but they made them from 6 different players, and they led 56-26 at half. And Miami is now 7-0 on the road. I don't care. Everybody's going to talk about their non-conference schedule. I don't care. They've got 7 road wins, 5-0 to start MAC play.
And they have taken down probably their 2 biggest opponents in terms of a conference championship in their last couple of games. Off the back of the rim. That had to make him feel a little good.
Yes.
A little consolation prize. But I mean, that tells you a story right there.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh!
And of course, I did my usual good job there.
Great job. They shoot 78% at the line as a team.
Yep. Now, Vandy uncharacteristically has gone through a 2 or 3 minute period where they've taken some poor shots, turned the ball over.
Tapped around, and then the microphone moves up. As you said, it's like
the Oscars.
It kind of rises up to meet Pat Adams. But Coach Byington has been on some kind of run. His last season at JMU went 32-4. Came here in his first year at Vanderbilt, led him to the NCAA tournament, and now they're undefeated, trying to tie the school record.
Good ball pressure, but look how pinched LSU is defensively.
Boy, Miller Got up,
But he'll take it.
Yes.
Matt McMahon will take it. LSU will take it.
So Miles at the free throw line. I'm going to let him shoot this before I give you this stat. He has now hit 37 of his last 39 at the line.
You think that will create immunity for you?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
It's a really big free throw for me right here.
It's early in the season to say that.
I think I've jinxed 4 or 5 guys at the line.
Speaking of early in the season, how fantastic have our games been?
Oh,
This is only the 3rd window of league play.
very similar to what the SEC football season brought us.
Always live with.
Yeah, I would say any time that Nichols open, regardless of where he is a good shot. Dump it inside. And Miles gets up underneath Sutton, who's... I think if you combine all the football and the basketball programs, I think Vanderbilt, those 3 programs are like going to be 41-3.
That's beyond good. This is kind of the beauty of a Duke Miles combo guard. And that's a foul from behind.
To start the year in the SEC, they finished 4th, got off to a 16-0 start. It's been an incredible year in Nashville. Here is Duke Miles, a 6-year senior. He'll pull short, and a rebound down to Garcia here in March. And if you like speed, if you like tempo, if you like points, this is your game between McNeese and Vanderbilt. Tyshawn Archie with a left, yes.
Funny, when you talk to Coach Armstrong on the side, I asked him, how do you incentivize your players to get up and press and the focus? He says, I give them 1 or 2 bad shots a game.
Miles, so both Miles and Tanner, each with a foul early, and the 3 rattles down. A good start for McNeese. What a find. How did he get that in there?
Great focus and a great distraction because, hey, he's just playing the game.
He is a leader for this team, Garcia, 6-year senior. He's seen it all. Driving kick, Tanner, yes.
3-point shooter.
Nickel number 5 in white. If they get it inside this time, a block by Macher. And they'll reset with Miles. He'll pull. Long rebound. Key. Shot clock at 2. And a rebound coming down to McLaughlin. Up ahead, Tanner catches, puts it up, and foul.
Things happen. That's what the big fellas have to do in the paint. Getting extra possessions or sealing off the last possession for defense for their teams.
5 fouls on McNeese, 4 on Vanderbilt. Miles, and he is still defenders all over Okereke. Somehow, he gets it out of there. Oh, Miles, nifty, and there is the first bucket for the 6-year senior.
That's the way to announce yourself. Crossover, hezzy, up and under, finish.
And Duke Miles has been all over, from Troy to High Point to Oklahoma, now finishing his career in Nashville with Vanderbilt. He's defending here. Garcia trying to use his size advantage, can't get it.
Andy team, they came in and had a serious, real practice. I asked Coach, I said, why are you putting them through the wears like this? He says, I want them to get used to this court. We're going to have a hard practice here so they can get used to the rims on both ends.
They're struggling a little bit right now. Vandy on a 15-2 run.
They started with Dual going out of the game. They lost their penetrator and facilitator.
This time, the Southland Freshman of the Year. He's got 9 points. He's been cold as of late.
This is when you have to force it if you're Johnson. And I don't mean a bad shot. I mean put your head down, go to the rim, and try to get an easy free throw.
Way downtown, in and out for Miles. There's a
wall. Dual can get everybody involved.
He's got it right now. Sat with that 3rd foul late in the first half. Got a chance at a 3 if he wants it. He lets it fly and he knocks it down.
Goodness, we call that a hands up, and he gave him the hands up, and he froze everybody in the arena. Then to put his foot on the accelerator, got the easy layup. All the moves that they have, and he's making the best of it, getting to the cup.
And let's remind everyone, he's doing this on a torn meniscus. It happened in mid-February. They thought he was done for the season. No surgery. He was disciplined in his rehab. You see the sleeve on that right knee. He's still going. He is not going to stop with this opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament and potentially an upset. Torn meniscus, and here he is out basically a month later.
Yeah, he missed the last 4 games of the regular season. Not only did he come back in that Southland tournament, Chris, he scored 31 in the title game to help will them to the win over #1 Stephen F. Austin.
And you remember yesterday when he was with us and we asked him about that knee, and he's
14 for the Commodores. Driving inside, that's going to be goaltending. Washed. Midway point of the second half for this 12-5 tilt. Knocked out of bounds. Fade away. Richards left it short. Another offensive board. Taken away. Duke Miles, hand in the passing lane. And he finishes on the other end. Today, and here we go on the wing with Miles. Crossover. Gets to the elbow. Trying to shake and bake. Hangs and finishes. What a shot by Duke Miles. Slow start for Miles. He's heating up. He's at double figures with 11.
And he started on the defensive end, getting in those passing lanes, attacking, and that opens the bucket up for you, even on tough possessions.
Vanderbilt has hit their last 7 shots. Garcia in the corner. Side iron. Vanderbilt, a team that was picked 11th preseason in the SEC. They finished 4th. They made it to the conference championship where they lost Arkansas. And now looking for that first NCAA tournament win in 14 years. Miles drives, jump stop, leads, lost it going up. Johnson, the freshman of the year in the conference, drives inside with the left, had it blocked. It was McLaughlin. Able to escape and get it across. A leak out, McLaughlin! That might be your exclamation mark. They did just that.
Since there's no guarantees in the finish of the squad that you were going to go to, again, I hope when the dust settles, because you're supposed to be hurt today, tomorrow, the next week, and maybe even a month or so after this. But when it settles, that they look back at their accomplishments and really say, wow, we set a standard for a program. And when you do that, every other recruit that comes in after you has to live up to that. And that's what's special about this game.
But it looks like they're going to fall a little short, barring a miracle. Off the mark for
Tanner into the paint.
Mark Byington, he wants to win the first 4 minutes of this game. He feels like teams that their first game they've struggled in this tournament so far.
That's going to be.
Well, he gives Tyler Tanner another ball handler and another guy that can grab a piece of the paint. So important for this Vanderbilt offense.
All right, Amen's first 3 is no good, and Miles thinks we're going to run here. Tangled up underneath the basket as we resume play.
You've had Rick Barnes in your ear some this year.
I haven't had him in plenty. Evans steps into a 3. That's short and really alley-oop.
Same position yesterday. He is so good on par, getting opposite of the ball to that dunker spot. Just throw it up and let him eat.
Miles got his man up in the air, laid a tough one up and in. Tennessee rarely running here, Jimmy. Something you don't see.
They got to get something going offensively.
That was halfway down for Berg. Another offensive rebound for the Vols. 7 in the game. Ament rises, can't get it to go. Miles, who has just played a lot of basketball, steps right through, and but he certainly can give them a guy that's got length against this offensive rebounding machine that's Tennessee. Miles step back 3, feeling it.
It's a 9-point guy last year at Oklahoma and has found his groove with this Mark Byington offensive system. Almost was a Texas A&M Aggie, and the last minute switch to Vanderbilt in a big pickup.
Didn't like the idea that he was sort of being pigeonholed into a role player at Oklahoma. He thinks he's a lot more than that. Berg, wide open three. He knocks it down.
Well, he has earned the trust of Rick Barnes in the last month. Not as careless with the ball, and he's a threat to make a three-point shot.
Miles needs an outlet quickly. And he didn't get it.
Some college basketball going like trying to stay in front of a squirrel.
Miles, he may have gone away with a little push off of Berg, but he's got enough. Belies his age. He's just a freshman, but he plays much more like an upperclassman.
Yeah, strong as an ox for a true freshman.
Okereke is down. He's in some pain there underneath the basket. Miles, yes!
Yeah, he is so good and so tough. Just creating his own. It's not the Vanderbilt offense that's caused Tennessee problems. It's the Vanderbilt ability to just win their one-on-one battle with Duke Miles and Tyler Tent.
Miles, 13 points here. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Gillespie to the moon, no good. Don't help me. We've seen that before. Nickel launches. That is strong off the backboard. He and Carey have some words with each other. Akpara had 6. He's back on the floor. He's got 2 fouls. So does Estrella. And on the other side, the only guy with 2s is Washington.
Tennessee 63% on the offensive glass.
As he runs back down the floor.
Yeah, but he had to find the other side of the rim to take the shot blocking ability away from Estrella.
Good hands by Miles. And then, of course, he transferred to the orange.
Yeah, he's worn a lot of it in the last 9 months.
Tanner trying to free himself up. Instead, it's Miles. That's right on. Good job.
Either hand.
Miles uses his body, throws up a wild one, but before.
A lot of black, a lot of orange now. Great spot for fans before and after the game.
Miles' 17th point. He is perfect today, Jimmy. 7 of 7. 2 of 2 from 3, and now 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He has not missed a shot he's put up.
Remember Mark Byington telling me in Atlanta that I think Duke Miles will make a push for all SEC. And he wasn't far off. I mean, this guy just produced time and time again for this Vanderbilt team. When he's been healthy, consistently the second scorer behind Tyler Tanner, right at 15 a game.
23-year-old Duke Miles. He now switches on to Ament. That could be a problem for them, and they quickly move out of that. But now it's Miles with Carey underneath. Akpara, he got hit. 4-point lead. Tanner with 9 points. Ament with 1. Not what you'd expect. Miles slips and lost it to Akpara.
Better guard him.
Yeah, Gillespie's going again. And getting it again.
He just has that knack, man. He makes one and he gets hungry for that second and third. And Vanderbilt, for the first time, lazy and late in the transition defense to tag Gillespie.
Off a turnover on that Miles slip. Tyler Tanner scored 25 in their last meeting. He's got to get going. Instead, it's Miles. And he's hot, too.
What an answer by Duke Miles, because Gillespie just right up in his grill on the shot release.
Gillespie throws one way up off the backboard. And he acknowledges when I got to Tennessee, that was the hardest thing to learn, how to throw the alley-oop. Miles all the way to the basket.
What an answer. Just completely forgot about Jalen Carey on the backside.
Duke Miles. Yeah, he got Berg, and that's going to be a foul on Berg.
They can throw the tight ones with not much space, and they're very good in any type of high-low action, even if it's off the side.
Miles 2 of 2, now 3 of 3 from the stripe.
You know how many guys actually break the plane right here as a free throw shooter, and we never even talk about it? The shooter can't break that plane until the ball hits the rim. And just watch games from now on. How many times guys will kind of step across it before it even goes.
Okereke, no. But Bing gets an offensive rebound, a rare one for Vanderbilt. Miles, no. Another offensive rebound thrown up. They don't get the whistle on Estrella, as Washington was begging for that call. Carey had it knocked away by Duke Miles. Here's Tanner. Explodes, lays it up, and that is so hard to do.
And he can really get up in the air for a small guard, which you have to have. Just explodes above that Tennessee defense.
Evans to the paint, to the hole, block. And Washington, a 3-on-1. Miles, Bing, up and in, and a chance. Mid-range game would show up. It doesn't there, and Estrella knocked it around into the hands of the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Vanderbilt continues to be very physical with Nate Amen in this game.
Miles left open. He is 0 for 7 today with 1 point. And he got a bad pass. Tanner wants an alley-oop. Instead, he lays it up with a left, and it's Miles.
Can he deliver on that determination is the question.
Berg into the paint, the floater, no good. Nope. But a big offensive rebound. Back to him. Tanner open. Miles. Bad pass out of bounds. Mark, yesterday is when he started to get it going. He's got 9 points in the last 4 minutes. How about the freshman Chandler Bing, who draws the assignment on Amen right now?
Because of the strength of what Mark Byington is putting on him.
Amen, same spot, spins, falls down, and free throw would tie this game up.
Comes from a great family. His dad is a French teacher in high school. His mom was a nurse.
Watch out, Miles. Sees a green light all the way to the basket. No good, no contact. Berg. Kick to Felix Okpara, who thought about a handoff, and here's Berg. The alley-oop, not a good one. It was up there forever. The roll, no. Right off the back of Carey. Miles, a pretty play, but he can't get the layup to go. And Okpara at Rocky Top. Miles gets the switch. He's got Okpara on him. Ball fake works.
Yep.
Tanner with heavy pressure. Throws it all the way down to McLaughlin. Alley-oop. Oh, and it worked out to Washington. The free throw. And it's net. Amen clears some space for himself. That's not good. Miles picks up the rebound.
In this game, great, and he took no time at all getting himself into the flow.
How about 38 threes this season for Nickel that leads the team. Colvin the miss. Commodores want to run with Tyler Tanner, sophomore from Brentwood, Tennessee. Second leading scorer on the team. Almost 16 points per game for Tanner. Suffocating defense.
Performance of the year, but a win.
Yeah, they won 77-70 in OT. Shot a season low 32% from the floor, but went to the free throw line 40 times in that game. Colvin, quick release on the catch, and he nails it out of the corner, and the Deeks are on the board.
Starting the last 3 games, and I think Colvin's going to be a huge part of what they do this year. It gives them another perimeter threat besides Juke Harris.
Tied for the second leading scorer on the team. Colvin just over 13 points per game as that one rattles out, taken in by Spillers.
Both of these teams play at about the same tempo, so it should be comfortable for both of them.
Driving and scoring past 2 defenders.
A if you watch the offense, nobody really has a post presence. They're great driving and cutting lanes inside all the way around, and great drive and take.
How about the response out of the timeout by the Demon Deeks? 3 from Colvin, a drive by Kelmise, a near steal from Harris.
Maybe Steve Forbes should say less.
Less is more. Into the corner, Nickel swirls it.
Exactly where his guy was going to be. Corner threes, defending them, going to be a big key for Wake.
They loop it inside. Ballou lost it out. Harris on the inbounds, the leading scorer and rebounder for Wake this season, had 19 points, 8 rebounds against Longwood, although missed all 6 of his 3 tries. Mike, and this is poked away. Miles to the rim, whistle and foul. Duke Miles to the free throw line, 85% free throw shooter. Just to identify the prerequisites for the quad 1 win. Home, 1 through 30 in the net rankings, and then on the road, 1 through 75 in this net rankings.
Yeah, those are the teams that...
Colvin comes flying in off the miss. Tyler Harris from Vandy going the other direction. It's poked away. Miles 3-on-1. Okereke shields the... Vanderbilt's Harris has to give it up. Going inside of 10 of the shot clock. Miles this season. Miles, triple team, gave it up. Harris offline. Race over towards that Wake bench. We got 4 players diving after it. So Mike James picked up his 2nd personal foul. Mark Byington's 2nd year.
Mike James not seeing a lot of the court this year.
Mason, open for 3. Playing in his 103rd career game for Nickel. That's some experience in scoring. Right there for Vandy. Spin it and score it. Runs it up. Kelmise has got a couple of driving baskets in this game. Years the head coach.
3 times he tried to get him to school.
So that is Nickel with his 5 3-pointers. Shot clock inside of 10 for Okereke. Coughed it up. Colvin against 2 defenders. Harris is also back in for Vandy. It's now 10 points, double digits for Miles Colvin. 10th time this season that he's gotten to double digits. Took care of business here in the first half.
Shorter teams on average in the country. We're in league play, how that's going to wear them down, and again, how Wake can take advantage of them in the paint area.
Vandy will be at South Carolina for their first SEC game. That's January 3rd. Colvin elevated for the first half for Wake.
Could that have been my rapper name for if I had chosen to go down that path, Tom?
I would love to see that.
No, most people wouldn't.
Vandy loves to see that. Mike James, that's a 3. First points of the game for Mike James. He only played in 5 games so far this season for Vandy.
Well, and talk about a big boost if he's healthy and can stay on the floor and give them production.
Miles kicks it. Harris
played against a couple of them. Played with one, Mr. Bogues.
Number 21 of Tim Duncan. Chris Paul, number 3. Missed by Vandy. Got a trying to muscle his way back out to Harris for 3. The miss. Aikens the rebound. Trying to get away from Miles defending. Aikens got to the rim, missed the shot. Miles on the release, 2-on-1 with Nickel to the rim, and he lays it in.
34-7 the rest of the way.
Miles, final second. Harris, he's been an X-factor for Vanderbilt this first half.
Plenty of time to get up the floor and get a good shot.
That'll fall for Duke Miles. Graduate student from Montgomery, Alabama. We documented his travels, most recently transferring from Oklahoma, averaging just over 17 points per game. Leads the team in steals.
His grandmother actually played a huge role in his upbringing, giving him the confidence to be a high D1 player.
So now 8 points in the first half for Miles. Final seconds for Wake Forest. Akins trying to get the handle. They never got the shot away. Cut him off. Trying to get the possession, some momentum here. Lou had to give it up. Shot clock's at 7. Nifty dribble in traffic. Harris lost the handle. Miles tried to give it to a Karaki in tight quarters. Harris is ahead. Spins up Tanner. Trying to lay it in. Nickel, by the way, now, Mike, is up to 23 points and 7 made threes. His career high is 8 made threes in a game. Could do it right here, and he does.
I mean, he's not even thinking right now. He's catching and redirecting the ball. There's about a half of a second between when he catches and when he gets the shot up.
He now has 26 points to lead all scorers. Tyler Nickel. Spiller's offensive glass. And even Mark Byington won 20 games last year. Vanderbilt made it to the NCAA tournament, lost in the first round of St. Mary's. Miles with a crafty midair
from Tanner. That 20 turnover game was a one-off game for them. They take good care of the ball.
Cole got victory.
Now you got guys who are on the floor, and then, that's a good effort by Cross. Jalen getting in and trying to earn some playing time now.
Vanderbilt trying to keep that perfect road record as well. 11-0 this season, 2-0 away from Nashville, Tennessee.
Where great teams are made, on the road.
Miles. Man, that engine never stops for Miles. 13 points, Mike, after that bucket. And he broke up that pass. He started with an 8-0 run right off the bat. We have not looked back. Cross into the double team. We mentioned Byington's players who have experience in the ACC. Byington was also an assistant at Virginia Tech and Virginia and played at UNC Wilmington. 1988 graduate of that program. Vanderbilt Commodores. Wake just 6 field goals made since the 8:09 mark of the first half. And that is not a recipe for success. That NC State game, Mike, is late, but the Wolfpack has a sizable lead against number. 19 points, 4 of 13 from the floor for Duke Harris. Harris, somewhat academic at this point, 5:38 to go. Duke Miles. Your impressions of Miles, Mike, as we saw him today in real time, hustling at both ends of the floor?
Well, just very solid, strong defensively, good sense of the game, a terrific passer. He was their leading scorer coming in, but
today against Wake Forest,
just the first sign really of Vanderbilt kind of easing off.
Harris from North Carolina. Mike James playing in just his 6th game of the season for Vandy. With experience at NC State and Louisville. Colvin at the other end. 16 points for Colvin.
Well, the way they play, I mean, we talked about Tyler Tanner. I mean, he is the primary ball handler, but they've got a lot of guys who...
One shot, man.
It's been that kind of day. for Tyler Nickel, senior from Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Onto the floor for Vanderbilt. They welcome number 12.
8 made